Hi, my name's Amanda. I'm a coach and a trance channel, and welcome to my series called Guided and Grounded. This is a weekly series where I invite forward the spirit guides to join us inside of an experience where they share a message with you, something that they want you to know today, something that they feel has been trying to get through to you, and perhaps something that you've been wanting to call in and is ready to be seen and felt and understood and then perhaps even released from you. And after that message, they take you through an experience. And this experience is sometimes a somatic exercise, a visualization exercise, or a way to witness how this message is taking place in your life and also how you're holding on to it physically, mentally, and emotionally. And then they guide you on how to release it so that you leave this experience today, this video today, having received and integrated and released. So the way it works is I close my eyes, I tune in with them, and then we get started. And the message typically unfolds slowly and gradually and in whatever way it's meant to. So give me a moment. I'll tune in to what they want you to know today and we'll get started. Oh, interesting. Okay, they always start with a visual and I never know where it's gonna go. So they're showing me an egg and it's like you're preparing this egg, you're cracking the egg to make an omelet for breakfast. So you're like taking this egg and you're cracking it over the pan and you're creating this omelet. Okay. And they're saying, now they're showing me how this egg um, has the potential to be a little chick. Um, and sometimes that is what happens. Sometimes the direction that this egg takes is that it's fertilized and it's given time to grow, and inside develops a life form of a chick. And then the egg hatches and the chick kind of steps out into the world. And sometimes the direction that this egg takes is that the process is different and the egg is never fertilized. And instead, it is taken through the manufacturing process and it ends up in your pan as your breakfast. And so, what are you trying to say? The direction of how this evolution goes depends on the intention of the life form itself and also of those who are placing their intentions onto it. It doesn't necessarily have a singular purpose, a destiny per se, but rather a desire to experience itself, as do you. Okay. Where else would you like me to go with this? They're just showing feet walking along the street. And it's almost like it's like a work day. And it's someone that's busy, they have things to do, and they have an intention to get somewhere in order to do them. And this is sort of how you spend your life. You move from day to day with an intention on what you're trying to do that day and what you're trying to do in that next moment in time, and you move from one intention to the next, not really taking into consideration like the bigger picture because it's just too much information. You're so focused on the here and the now. Sometimes it's hard to think big or to plan ahead and to see like a bird's eye view of how all of these little decisions that you make every minute of every hour of every day impact the bigger picture because you're just so distracted by the next small thing on your to-do list But they're saying sometimes it's very beneficial to take a step back, to slow down, and to zoom out. Why? Why is that important to do? Because you have a desire to see the big picture. You have a desire to know where you're going, where you're headed, and how to get where you want to go. And unless you take the time to really sit and look at it, to map it out, to see all the avenues that are available for you, you're always just going to take the path that is of least resistance right in front of you that you just see in the moment and just kind of like an action reaction type of thing. But sometimes the path that presents itself in the here and now when the thought for where you want to go arises is not necessarily going to be the easiest path or the one of least resistance or the one that's going to be the most efficient. They're saying sometimes you really do need to slow down, take a moment and ask yourself, is this really the direction I want to go? Or is this just the direction that presented itself to me now? And I just want to jump on it because I don't like slowing down. I'm not used to slowing down, and slowing down tends to mean stagnancy for you. But they're saying that stagnancy doesn't exist. You're always in motion. You're always moving. You're always thinking and reevaluating and planning and disassembling and reassembling. Like there's no such thing as stagnation inside of this human reality. That is a perception that we have of um, inaction, but it's not so binary. It's not, this reality is not divided into inaction and action, and that's it. And when you're not moving, you're stagnant and nothing is happening. They want you to begin to witness how what? How a potential for what's possible for you is created inside of rest. Okay, interesting. Where else would you like to go with this, or what else would you like to say about this? They're saying that sometimes you move through life like with this what? With this like anxious desire to get going. And so that's what you're looking for is there's this part of you that's always seeking what's the next step? What's the next path? What's the next direction? How do I get there? What am I supposed to do next? What's blocking me? And they're just saying that the answers can't come in when you don't slow down to allow them to, when you're always on the go, always on the move, always in this like critical thinking, analytical space of how do I get to the next step? What's next? What's next? How do I like just moving through the day, just get it done, just get it done. And like there's all of this guidance and wisdom and perspective an opportunity, they're saying, that wants to come through that can't. Like you're not giving yourself an opportunity to receive it. And yeah, part of this is that you don't trust that it's there and you don't trust yourself to be able to recognize it. And then you don't trust it. You don't trust it. You don't trust being guided. And you keep asking, show me, guide me, but you're not willing to allow the energy to actually do that for you. There's this part of you that's gripping on to control and this need to have certainty. And they're saying that what? Certainty is not actually what you're wanting and what you're looking for. What you're wanting and what you're looking for is to be able to take your foot off the gas, sit in the back seat and be led and not have to think about it, not have to worry about it, not have to. It's like when you're a little kid and you get into the car with your parents and you're sitting in the back seat, you don't have to worry about where you're going. Like, you know, your parents have it all figured out. They're taking you where you need to go, they're planning it, they have the destination in mind, they're the ones navigating the route to get there, and you're just in the back, kind of along for the ride, full trust that you're being guided and led where you're supposed to go. And they want you to have that experience in your life because you keep asking for it. But there's a part of you that's just not letting it because it feels uncomfortable. What else would you want to say about that? There's a deep-seated fear of not being in control, not trusting life to guide you because why? Help me understand this feeling. Yeah, it's this fear. It's so much, but it's like an inner child fear of like, but I don't know what's meant for me. I don't know where I really want to go. That's what it is. It's this fear of not ending up where you want to be because there's a part of you really, really deep inside that doesn't know where you want to be. And you're hoping that the answer is going to come to you at some point and that you're going to be guided there. But if you don't ultimately know what it is that you want and where you want to go, then you're blocking the inspiration and the potential for what's possible coming through you because you don't feel worthy or capable of it anyway. Oof. So it's kind of taking you in this circle of feeling bogged down by the day to day, feeling really busy, asking for answers, asking for clarity, asking for guidance, not giving it an opportunity to come in, feeling frustrated with the lack of divine inspiration and guidance, but then having a deep knowing that even if you got it, you wouldn't feel worthy of it anyway. You wouldn't know what to do with it anyway. It would feel too big for you anyway, and you would probably let it pass you by because you wouldn't trust yourself to live up to it, whatever it is. Wow. All right. What would you like to say about this? Where else would you like to take us with this? So this is going to be an exercise today of recognizing this inner part of you that doesn't feel worthy of the greatness that you're trying to call in, and the unconscious part of you that's blocking it for that reason. It's this like push-pull. I want it, but I don't want it. And so you're unconsciously not allowing yourself to receive it, keeping yourself busy so that it doesn't have a chance to come through, so that you don't feel the unworthiness that's there, the unworthiness that you sense you're going to feel when you receive it. They're saying it's time to feel that because that's ultimately what's going to set you free from this belief system that you can't have what it is that you deeply desire, which is which is what? Just feeling worthy, just feeling grounded inside of who you are, just feeling like stable, just feeling this sense of belonging and this sense of peacefulness. Yeah. Okay. Anything else you want them to know today with this message? They're saying you got to start trusting the wisdom that's trying to guide you, but that's going to require you to face and feel what's here. And that's the first step is letting go of the belief system that you are not worthy of what you truly want. What else? All right. I think they want to guide you through an experience now. If you're distracted in this moment, if you don't have time to sit and slow down, I want you to pause this video and come back to it. So, if you're comfortable, if you're alone right now, you can do this seated, you can do this lying down. They're saying it's not going to be something that you need to really focus on. Um, it's not going to take long. It's going to be very quick and subtle, but they really want you to take a moment and open your heart because your heart has been guarding itself, they're saying. It's guarding itself from feeling the deep-seated loneliness and unworthiness that's there. And what they need from you is your willingness to feel it, to open up to it, to recognize it, to acknowledge it, so that you can call in what it is that you keep asking for and unconsciously disallowing. All right, they just want you to like take your hands and put it on your heart because they're really focusing on the heart chakra today. And they're just showing it to me as this like glowing orb of like beautiful, they're showing like red light. And they're just asking you like, where, what are you asking them? Where do you remember feeling denied something that you deeply wanted? Oof. Okay. Was there a memory or a time in your life that you have where you really, really wanted something and it was denied from you in whatever way that manifested? Either someone specifically said you can't have that, or it was given and then taken away, or it was never given at all. You felt that you worked so hard and you had earned it and you really, really wanted it, but it wasn't for you. It was not meant for you. It wasn't given to you. It wasn't granted for whatever reason. And it doesn't have to be the earliest memory. It can just be something that stands out. It can be something super small. Um, and they just want you to focus on what it felt like to be denied that thing that you felt was yours, that thing that you wanted to be yours so badly. And they just want you to sit with that for a moment because that's what you've been carrying ever since. It's this desire for something and this fear of feeling that again, protecting yourself from feeling that again, but also continuing to constantly feel that way beneath the surface. And this belief system that you can't have what you want. And so having the opportunity of this vision for something and then being denied it is so incredibly painful that of course you're not going to let spirit show you what's possible. Of course you're not going to let spirit show you the way because should you believe for a second that you can have it and it be denied from you because you're not worthy of it or not capable of it or it was never meant for you, you were just kidding yourself, that is so, so painful. And it's just going to take you right back to this part of you that just feels deeply unworthy in the first place. So it's better to not let the messages in, get your hopes up, and then pull the rug out from under you and shut the door in your face. And they just want you right now to what? To be here with this past part of you, the pain of that memory coming to the surface, and just holding space for it. Because it's this part of you that keeps blocking what's trying to come through, what wants to come through, with what a different part of you really does want to receive. It's a competing parts that's happening. One part of you wants to receive it and believes that you're worthy of receiving it, but another part of you doesn't. And that's the part of you that is energetically getting in the way. But it's also energetically showing you the way, which is exactly what we're doing right now. It's through love, it's through compassion, and it's through acceptance and allowing. They want you to let this part of you be your teacher because it's through opening your heart to this part of you that you will open your heart to what wants to come through you. They're saying if you deny this part of you, you deny what's wanted for you, which is freedom from this feeling. And they're just saying, as you allow this memory to just like simmer, feel the discomfort of it, the shame, the embarrassment, the frustration, the anger, resentment, and the pain, they want you to just be with it. It's just a human experience. It doesn't actually mean anything about you. It doesn't actually mean that those belief systems are true. And the pain of reliving it is simply painful because of the resentment that you hold for what that experience represents. It's not the experience itself that's painful or the memory of it that's painful. It's the judgment of how you allowed it to affect you that's painful. There's a part of you that just wants to get over it, wishes that you weren't reliving it all the time or trying to avoid it happening again. It's the part of you that's not allowing your experience of you to be okay. It's that part that makes it painful. It's the part that doesn't want to remember that makes it painful. But remembering who you are is ultimately what needing to do, they're saying. You're needing to do this. This is what you've been asking for. Show me how to receive what wants to come through. This is how. It's through an open heart, not a resisting one. And then just, they want you to hold a nice, compassionate space, acknowledging that this happened to you because it did, acknowledging how it makes you feel because it does, and then allowing all of that to be okay. That's all what you're asking from you is to allow it and just breathe through it and recognize that it doesn't have to dictate your future anymore. It doesn't have to block your vision anymore or your capability for creating it anymore. It doesn't have to. And the way to disallow it from blocking you is to allow it from existing within you. Just holding that memory, acknowledging that it happened, and allowing it to be okay. That's it. What is the difference there between disallowing it to be okay and allowing it to be okay? by allowing it to be okay that it happened to you, then you're allowing it to be okay that it happens again. They're not saying that it will, but in allowing it to be okay that it happens again, you will be more open energetically for it to happen again. And if you are more open energetically for it to happen again, you are more open energetically, period. And when you are more open energetically, you will receive what's available for you beyond your pain. And what's available for you is whatever you want it to be. But you have to be open to feeling your pain and allowing it in order to be open for what? All of your potential. Because your potential is created in allowing who you are to be okay. It's not created in closing yourself off from a part of you that you resent. And the potential of what's possible for you only exists inside of a willingness to allow your full potential by allowing your full experience, your full expression. Can you break this down a little bit more so that it's a little bit more clear? You have been denying a possibility because you haven't wanted this memory of being denied something that you really wanted. You haven't wanted, you have been trying to make sure it doesn't happen again. And so you have been denying potential out of fear that it'll happen again. And the way to allow that potential to come through in terms of inspiration, intuition, vision, and action steps is by making all potentials be okay and welcome, knowing that you're going to be okay as long as you welcome everything. You can't control what happens to you. All you can control is how you feel inside of who you are. But by denying opportunity because you're afraid of what you might face inside of it, you are unknowingly blocking yourself from receiving it. They're just trying to show you how to open yourself energetically for inspiration and intuition to come through because that's what you've been asking for. And they're showing you how you've been unknowingly blocking it. So they're not saying that you're going to be denied what you want. They can't promise um, your success because your success is determined by how you see it. So it's time to redefine how you see it. And they're showing you how. Okay. Is there anything else you want them to know with this? Yeah, they're saying do this often. You have to do this often. Once is not going to be enough because it's going to take time for you to lower your guard and lower your defenses. But they want you to take moments here and there throughout your day to recognize where you're guarding yourself from fearlessness. That's the word, fearlessness. And um, moving through life with an open heart feels vulnerable. But that's, and it requires bravery. But the part of you that envisions something for yourself requires that. It requires bravery. It requires knowing that it might not go your way and being okay to face that if it means taking the leap anyway. Because what's the worst that could happen? Reliving this memory. That's the worst thing that can happen. That is what you're protecting yourself from is reliving this memory of wanting something and have it be denied from you. And they're saying you already did it. You already know what that feels like. So the worst possible scenario is to feel it again. And the more you allow that feeling, the less you'll feel like you have to protect yourself from it. And the more likely you are to just go for whatever it is that you want, knowing that if it happens again, you'll know how to be there for yourself in a way that you weren't before. You'll be open and compassionate and loving, whereas before you were defensive and protective and shaming. And that's the gift that this memory is giving you inside of your future potential, is having already relived the worst case scenario and knowing that you were okay and therefore you'll be okay. Beautiful. Okay, any last words that you want them to know? They're saying yes, cherish the painful memories because they're here to guide you towards future memories that you haven't had a chance to experience yet because you haven't been willing to open your heart to them yet. But these past experiences are giving you an opportunity to face your fears now and overcome them so that they don't hold you back anymore. Beautiful. Wow, I've really enjoyed this one today. This was really impactful for me. I would love to hear your thoughts on this. Please comment below if this resonated for you, if anything came up for you, if you have any questions about this. I get the feeling that there might be some. I would love to have a discussion with you. You're welcome to also message me privately on social media at Amanda Lauren Blau on TikTok and Instagram. And if you liked this video, please like it and subscribe to this channel for more of it. And I will see you next week. Take care. Bye.